Hi everybody, this is Michelle with Creative Operation. Welcome back to my channel. I just wanted to do a share with you and show you the junk journal that I just finished making, and I absolutely adore how it turned out. This is a Betty Crocker picture cookbook back, it was copyrighted in 1950, and this is obviously a reproduction. But I have one of these in my recipe book collection, and I've used it and I love it. But I bought another one and I wanted to turn it into a junk journal. So I went through all of my recipe items that I have in my stash and I created this journal. Just thought I'd share it with you. As I was creating it, I received a box from Your Creative Studio, and it was the baking box. So I incorporated that. And then also, as you all know, I am a design team member for Country Craft Creations, and they have two cooking themed papers that are exclusive to Country Craft Creations that I used in here as well. I had some scraps left over from some previous projects that I used, Sweet Southern Mess and What's Cooking. And so those two are exclusive to Country Craft Creations. I'll have links down below, but also the baking box from Your Creative Studio was in here. Also in here is an amazing assortment of papers that I have been collecting over the years. And let me grab my little note sheet here so I can kind of tell you. I have papers from Cosmo Cricket. I have no idea what the name was or the time, but that's what those things are. I used Cartabella from 2013. I used Farmhouse Paper Company from 2012. The Paper Loft, I have no idea what year that was. Authentique from 2020, and then an Echo Park collection from 2017. And then I combined a whole bunch of stuff from my stash and I made it. So let's go through a real quick walkthrough. I'll show you what I did. This is the book, and I pretty much, except for adding the things to the covers, I didn't distress it or do anything like that. I did add corners from 7 Gypsies that I had in my stash. I use these chipboard pieces. Here is a Tim Holtz chipboard frame. These are from the Cosmo Cricket collection, and as are the plate and the utensils here, the little fork, knife, and spoon. Love that. Flowers from my collection. This is seam binding, a little fluffy bow that I made with the seam binding from Country Craft Creations. There's a little button embellishment here, a little chipboard button, another one over here. So I just kind of made this frame fit perfectly over the actual book's title. So I was like super excited about that. Then on the spine here, I did punch a hole and set a big eyelet, or I put a big jump ring through an eyelet, and I just used some ribbons from my stash, some pom-pom, and then I had these beautiful fork and spoon charms in my stash, so I used that on the charm as well, and I just thought that was really pretty. Then on the back cover, I covered up the barcode on the back of this book because I really just did not want that showing, and used this cute little What's for Dinner piece of paper that I had left over from my stash. And then this little piece of chipboard here, it has a date section, so when I start filling it or when I finish filling it, I can go ahead and date it. So then when you open this up, I did take out most of the recipe pages, and as you can see, it's still like super full because I added a whole bunch of stuff to it. But I did take out most of the recipe pages. I tried to keep some of the pictures intact, and let's go through a little bit of what I did. So here is a file folder that was from the Farmhouse Paper Company that I went ahead and I glued the sides shut so it became a pocket, but then I also glued it on 2 sides so that it would become a pocket behind it. In the pockets, I have some cutouts. This one is from Country Craft Creations. It's one of the cut aparts. This one, I have like no idea where that came from. I think maybe Cartabella, but I don't know for sure. Don't quote me. This is a graphic 45 tag. I made a bunch of these a long time ago, and I picked out a few that actually had some like kind of cooking themes on them, and I went ahead and added several of those in this book. And then here's a recipe card that I've been saving for something like this because it looks really old and vintagey, so I like that. So I put that in the smaller pocket that was created by gluing the file folder together, and now I can't get them back in there which figures. And then in the pocket, in the place behind the file folder, I added some recipe cards from Country Craft Creations. This is from the What's Cooking collection, and then some old vintage recipe cards that I had. Another one from the Country Craft Creations collection, another one I had. And then this paper that was from a mini composition book that I had coffee dyed, and then I added a sticker from one of the collections I used just to make like a journaling spot. And you could put a recipe on there, whatever you wanted. I added stickers from the collection. So I'm going to go through this kind of quickly just to show you what I did, and we'll kind of go from there. This is a piece of cardstock that I just doubled up on itself and made kind of a page protector. Here is a page from Country Craft Creations, and I used one of their little cut aparts for that. These stickers here, throughout the album, I have these beautiful little rolling pin stickers, and then I have this. That's from Your Creative Studio, the baking box. And I just thought there was a lot of images that they had in that I added into this, so I incorporated a lot of that. So we'll go through. I tried to keep, like I said, some of the pictures. I had an old vintage metal recipe box that my best friend gave me, and it had no recipes in it, but it did have all of these cute file tabs. So I incorporated the whole set into this book as well, because I thought you could write recipes on the back of this. There's the divider. Here is a page that I created a pocket with, and inside I have some cut aparts that I had, some recipe cards from Country Craft Creations. I love that lady. She is so pretty. And then I have another one of the other recipe cards that I had, so I just kind of put those in there. Another sticker from Your Creative Studio, excuse me. As you turn it, I used a guest check here, and I folded up the bottom to create a pocket. I used some cut aparts from my paper collections, and I think this one was Authentique, that paper collection that I used. And then behind here, another Authentique one, I think Cartabella, I'm not sure, another recipe card. There's a lot of room to put your family heirloom recipes in. Some of my coffee dyed paper, I just put that in there, and I put a sticker on this. This is a sticker from Your Creative Studio that I just kind of embellished the page with. And then here, I kind of kept all of the how to do section intact, just because I loved the images so much that I really just wanted to keep them. So I did. And I didn't really do anything else with that section. Here's another tab, and here's what I was talking about. You know, like a lot of these pictures I just love. This is like how to set a table. I mean, who teaches that anymore, right? And another one of my coffee dyed papers, a sticker. These are from Your Creative Studio. This is from Country Craft Creations, and another one of their little die cuts that I used. You could tuck a picture or a recipe behind that. And then this paper I folded and then created a little flip and then a pocket here. And I put some of her other recipe cards in there. So these are from Country Craft Creations. And then the little ephemera piece, or the little cut apart that says eat, drink, and be merry. So that goes like that. Cute. Love these pictures. They're just so pretty. So, and these pictures, these color I mean, check out the charcuterie of 1950. I love it. I just absolutely love it. So I had to keep the pictures. More papers. This is from Your Creative Studio, and then this was from the Farmhouse Paper Company that had some index tabs, and so I used those on some of the pages. This is from Your Creative Studio, and it was a little piece of paper that I just backed on another piece of paper, and then went ahead and made it a little kind of a flip page. And then I have this coffee dyed paper, and this all of these stickers I believe were from the Farmhouse Paper Company. I made some hidden paper clips with some cupcake liners that I had, and I thought it fit the collection perfectly, and then you could tuck things behind it. So this is Authentique, and this is my guest check. I coffee dyed that, and that just tucks in here. This sticker was from the Farmhouse Paper Company, as is this, and then behind, again, more cut aparts that you can put. Look at this. It's so cool. I just love those images. I had these paper clips, the knife, fork, and spoon paper clips in my collection. I had 4 sets of these, and so I put them on the bottom of the page so that you could see the utensils, but then they also tuck a recipe card behind them, and then one here as well. So that worked. This is a paper from Sweet Southern Mess from Country Craft Creations. On the back, I added a little piece of ephemera and then one of the recipe cards tucked behind there. Really cute. So then turning the page, I have some more of the picture. I just love the pictures in this book, so I just have to keep them. There is another coffee dyed paper, more of the tabs. This is from Country Craft Creations. And then this here was from Your Creative Studio in a little sticker pack that came in that box. Here we have the card from Your Creative Studio. On the back of it it's the thank you card from the box, but here on the other side you can use it for your projects, and it says baking is my love language, and I just love that. And I made it so that you could tuck something behind there. Here is another coffee dye paper, and we'll get through. I'm going to kind of flip through this really fast, I think. Well, not really fast, but you know, there's a lot to this book. Here's a recipe page. I put a pocket on here, and all of this came from Your Creative Studio in the baking box. So the washi tape here, I put the paper on there, made this pocket, just glued it on the two sides, put a couple of the bread stickers in there, and then these tags came with the collection. Also, this piece of paper here, this ephemera piece, I put on a ledger paper that I had coffee dyed, and then I just made a little booklet out of it and tucked that in there as well. And there's that. Here's another page that I made with a piece of cardstock from one of the paper collections, another Your Creative Studio sticker, and then some authentic die cuts. Here, another tag that I made, and this is a tag where it's kind of like a masterboard, I guess, tag you could call it, or I call it a patchwork paper, but it had a little fork and spoon on there, so I liked that. This is from Country Craft Creations, and another recipe card. So all of these things just tuck in there like that. And then this page, I added one of the stickers to the back of the page, and then one of the rolling pins there. Turn this. Here's another page that I made, another pocket page I made from papers from Country Craft Creations. This is from What's Cooking, and a little ephemera piece here from that collection. Another recipe card. Isn't she cute? Canning up a storm. I just love that. And then another, just a blank paper to write something on there. Back here, I added one of the little pieces of ephemera, the little cut apart die cuts there for that. This page here is all Your Creative Studio. So I put the paper on one of my coffee dyed papers and then folded it like a flap. I added stickers here and washi tape. And this picture here actually came out of this recipe book page that I just cut out because I really liked I loved the image of the cake. And then on the back here, I used the same piece of paper, the other end of it, and I created another pocket, added some of the rub-ons, and then another washi sticker from Your Creative Studio. This is from Your Creative Studio rub-ons. There were rub-ons in that pack. And then on the ledger paper there, so you can write on that. And I do have to say, I spent so much time, and I've wanted this for so long, that this is mine. I'm keeping it. I'm gonna be selfish. Let's see. Okay, so here's the other thing that I did. So I had some strips of the papers from Country Craft Creations, and I went ahead and made giant bookmarks, and I laminated them with some self-adhesive laminate that I got at the local office store. So I just sandwiched it in between the two, and then I cut it out and I trimmed the edges, set an eyelet, and put some extra ribbons through it. So I just thought that was really pretty. So it'll make a nice bookmark too. Another page here has pockets for things. And then this one is another one of the flips that I created another little pocket with. Okay. Here's another coffee dyed paper with one of the Country Craft Creations die cuts that you could label the recipe here and again here. I am so happy with how this turned out. I hope you guys like it too. I've been wanting to make one of these for a long time, and I just finally got around to doing it, and the baking box came just at the perfect time, and I had extras from my design team packages, so it worked out really well. This paper here I had to keep because it's the pattern for the gingerbread boy, which that's hilarious to me. I like cookie cutters. Okay, so anyway, Your Creative Studio here, a paper lined on a piece of the pattern paper that came with it, and then I did washi tape on the edge of it, front and back. And I just love the cookies though. Look at the cookies, they're so cute. Another one of my hidden paper clips with these beautiful image, and then the recipe card, front and back, another guest check here, another page. So yeah, so a lot of this stuff kind of repeats. So I'll just go through. I loved this. This is a sticker from Your Creative Studio, and the Coca-Cola. I just thought that was hilarious. And then let's see, we've got an egg section here. So I had to put in the Country Craft Creations Farm Fresh eggs and the chickens in here because, yeah, you have to, right? Your Creative Studio here. I love that. Just awesome. I have never, ever, ever, ever had asparagus with my eggs before, but I guess I'm going to have to because, yeah, I guess you have to, right? Here's more of those paper clips that I use to help clip things with. So that worked out really well. This page I edge punched a little bit on the corners. And then I had to add the piggy for the meat section. This came from one of my design team packages, and I got this little piggy in the pack, so I just had to do that. Here is another pocket page, another one of my tags, and this had a bunch of fruit on it, so I thought that was really pretty. This one says Cooking with Love, so you have to put that in there. This is blank, but I did add a little label there. And here we go, another guest check pocket. So I put in one, this was a sticker from one of the collections, and so I just had to add that. And then more recipe cards. And I love the recipe cards from Country Craft Creations. They're just so cute. And that fits perfectly there. And then on this page here, just a sticker down there. This is one of the papers from the Your Creative Studio papers that come in the pack. And then I layered one of the washi stickers on there, but I put this page onto one of the picture pages from this recipe book and just cut it out to fit, and I just loved how that looked. I love the dessert tray here. It's so cool. One of the pages that I took from the recipe book I made into an envelope, and then I just put a little piece of my coffee dyed paper that I had left over in there, and then just a little paper clip with a little seam binding from Country Craft Creations to keep it closed. Here's another page and another pocket page here. One of the ephemera pieces from Country Craft Creations. Left the back here. Here's one of those rolling pins. I used every single rolling pin sticker that I got in my collection. I loved them. And all the salads, check that out. Yikes. Some of this, I don't even know what to say. So there you go. But it looks, I don't know. I probably would love it. Watermelon sticker here from Your Creative Studio. More of my paper clips. Another pocket page. And then Country Craft Creations journal card, and then that one's from Authentique. Another one of my like masterboard tags that I did. It would be great to write notes on, write recipes on, and then more of the Country Craft Creations stuff. So I apologize if I'm going too fast, but I know this is a big book, and I just, you know, if you want to see all of it, you can always, you know, watch it again. But I didn't want it to be too long either, so I'm trying to just go through and show you. So this involved a whole bunch of stuff. I will put links for Your Creative Studio and Country Craft Creations here. This page here, I used some of my coffee dyed paper. I created a pocket, used papers from Your Creative Studio on the front and the back. And is she not the cutest little thing you've ever seen in your life? I mean, she's just adorable. And then inside this pocket, you can see it's just a pocket. I put some of the Country Craft Creations recipe cards in here, and I just am absolutely in love with those ladies. They're just so pretty. I love it. And then I thought I'd tuck those in there. Let's see. More coffee dyed paper with a little ephemera piece here. Another pocket page, and I just put one recipe card and one of the mini composition books here. And then on the back, I folded it over to create a pocket for more recipe cards. Another paper clip here, and all of the stickers on the paper clips, all of those came from Your Creative Studio. Oh no, I take that back. No, these were Farmhouse Paper Company. Here's another bookmark that I made from the papers from Country Craft Creations. So I just love how that turned out, and they're nice and big so they won't fall through the book and get lost and all of that. And then let's see. Oh, I got to show you the pictures, right? Because you have to see the pictures. I mean, they're just like worth a million words, right? Another coffee dyed page, another page from Country Craft Creations, and I just left that one blank. Here's Your Creative Studio ephemera that I layered onto this coffee dyed page, which I put on the back of this picture page from the recipe album. And then I added some Your Creative Studio journaling spot there and a washi sticker there. Let's see, let's keep going. We've got this, and we have another page, and I love this with the shelves with the Corningware and the ball jars. I just love that. This, whoops, those fell out, but there you go. There's another pocket page. And here's a page that I just did an edge punch with an old Martha Stewart punch that I had and folded it over so it looks like lace, and then I left the back plain. Here's another page here, sticker down here, another one of the hidden paper clips, and front and back. And then we're almost there, guys. We're almost there. This one here, Country Craft Creations, and here as well. And then this one here, I did a flip this way. I added the fork, knife, and spoon there, and it has a little die cut here with a journal card, a pinch of patience, a dash of kindness, a spoonful of laughter, and a heap of love. I love that. So that had to be included, definitely had to be included. And then a pocket here, recipe notes, and then more recipe cards. And then you turn this, and the back here with one of the stickers, I made another page protector here, and then we have another pocket here where I had the file folder, and I just created a second section, and I've got the cute little cow here with this sweet cream, and I have one of my tags, and then a recipe card in there, and then I have a recipe card from my stash and from Country Craft Creations, and another journaling paper there. So those will just, oh, and I like this, home is where the heart is. Is that not really beautiful or what? So this is my recipe junk journal. I have been wanting to make this forever, and I finally did it, and I'm glad you're watching. I will put links down below. So, and you can, you can see this thing is like full, and I don't really, you know what? I'm glad it is, because I don't mind an alligator mouth on something like this, because I think it's going to be really cool. I mean, it is pretty stuffed, that's for sure, but I am glad it's stuffed because that's what I really wanted. So I will put links below to Your Creative Studio and to Country Craft Creations, and you can check those out. Again, the other paper collections I used are really old, but again, they included Cosmo Cricket, Cartabella, Farmhouse Paper Company, The Paper Loft, Authentique, and Echo Park, amongst all of the other variety of things that I used. So yeah, that's my journal. I hope you like it. Let me know what you think. And I will see you again soon with more tutorials and shares. Thanks for watching. Have a great evening. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.